Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So over in the back in the cake room, shed's freezing. Had to wait 5 minutes for the wife to sort herself out with a cake. So tonight it's the Smiling Grape Advent Calendar Day 15. I'm not getting the box off to put it on the table to get a bloody, I know, not getting the box off there to bring it on the table because it's a pain in the arse. So the beer in question, you may have already read anyway, is this. So from yeah. Good evening, Benjamin and Addy. Full Circle Brew Company. It's their quite nice, actually, mango and coconut sour. I've not seen this one before. Then again, to be honest, how many beers? There's thousands of beers out there released all the time. You know, you're never going to see every one. Makes you wonder how many breweries there are in the world, doesn't it? Or people who call themselves brewers, at least. So yeah, 5% beer. I'll read, see if it says anything on the back. I've actually brought the magnifying glass back up. Not that I can see because it's manky. But where they're based? Newcastle. So does it say out here? No. So it doesn't say anything. Full Circle. We don't do things by half. And well, yeah, being a full circle, it probably wouldn't. Ooh. Fourth beer. I've had 2 Paulana Hales, 1 Maggie Stout. Now I'm about to open Love and Hate Vocation. Fair play. I had the table beer when I got home, and then I did a review of a porter. So yeah, this is my 4th as well. Although to be fair, the porter's in the shed and I've not drank the rest of it, so I might need to have a trip back down the shed and finish it off. I'm sure I didn't neck it because I came out the shed straight after the other review. So dive in. Some good beers in this Smiling Grape Advent Calendar this year. So far, certainly worth the 60 quid and then some. So try not to do too lively, Paul. Room temperature. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I had it at the tap room. It's a crap pour. Standard crap pour. I'm used to it. I had it at the tap room at room temperature. Sorry. It was cold and it was nice, but room temperature, quite a different beer. Flavors much more coming out in the beer. You're right, Claire. I do enjoys. Why do they have these bots? I don't know how bots come on live YouTubes as well. I don't understand. Obviously, the bots are a lot more computer savvy than what I bloody am. Just tried the Fruits of the Forest from Vault City, 10%, really good. Ooh, Vault City's beers are dangerous because you don't taste any. You don't come across anything like what they are, and you could drink a lot, but they are a little bit on the pricey side. So on camera, orangey looking pour. A little bit of a white head going off. Got it from Smiling Grape. So is that in can or is it on draft? Just out of curiosity. Certainly smelling the mango on the nose. Certainly more prominent on the nose, mango in this. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, that's a kick in the arse sour, that is. I've not seen, I'm on draft, right? Yeah. I've not seen what Smiling Grape have got on recently because I don't tend to look at sites unless I've got the money. And if I ain't got the money, then there's no point looking because, you know, sometimes it's, you're torturing yourself, aren't you? Plans for 2024. Pretty much doing what I do now. Good evening, Adam. quite the twangy Raggy's made of money, and Raggy works a lot to make money. I've got a lot of gardens in the new year, so that helps. I used to earn money off the internet, but the internet's died, royally died. Yeah, nothing since March. So obviously the cost of living crisis is having an effect on advertising as well. Well, certain types of advertising. Either that or my website's prices are too high and I need to knock them down. But I'm not even getting people querying anymore. Plans for 2024, definitely going to Cleethorpes in March. Yeah, March. Prestatyn in October, but we're not going abroad. Can't afford an holiday this year. Although it's pricey, and it's, to be fair, £40 an hour. I won't get no work. The people whose gardens I work on, they won't be able to afford it. But I know people do, yeah. I mean, 3 years ago, I know that the firm that I was going to work for, they were charging 26 quid an hour then. And he'd cream off like 14 quid an hour and you'd be on 12. So 14 quid to pay for the vans and tools and stuff. But yeah, just to show you how much money is out there. In some ways, I really need to up me costings, because I'm getting to the stage now where I'm not far off bloody minimum wage. 3 beer festivals booked for 2024 already. I'm actually not thinking about beer festivals next year. The cost of going puts me off. You know, I look at Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, 15 quid to get in. And the beer's not cheap. Food, not cheap. And you think to yourself, that's where we're going, Haven Holiday Park. Yeah, somewhere in Cleethorpes. I have no idea what it's called. Wife's done all that. But apparently in Cleethorpes, or on the edge of Grimsby, there's a beer shop. Get a taxi. Yeah, there's a beer shop in Grimsby. There's a lot of beers, and I think they do a bit of draft as well. So Grimsby or Cleethorpes, one of the two. I know they're next door, aren't they, basically, from what I've seen on the maps. But yeah, Robin Hood Beer Festival. Smell of mango from that's fantastic. Got a beautiful mango aroma coming off this beer. Robin Hood Beer Festival again. I'm probably looking at only going on the Wednesday, which is if I can get a ticket, and go to the trade event, because you pay. You can either pay a tenner to get in or get a ticket and for free if you can. And all the best beers are on. It's quieter than Friday, and obviously it's not 25 quid. And then Castle Rock's Yard Party, the same. I'm not even bothered about a ticket this year. Been to the beer shop in Cleethorpes, several beers on tap, 2 great place. Ooh, awesome. Do want to go there. Do definitely want to go to that. That's already on the agenda for when we go. Doc's Beers, Grimsby, Doc's Beers. Keep seeing them on TikTok. Don't see them anywhere else, but I see them on TikTok. Yeah, along with a lot of strange stuff, but I won't go into the strange stuff. Camera Isle of Man Festival, travel and accommodation done and paid for. Fair play, fair play. Waiting on tickets to come out. Going to do Rivington Brewing's Farm Trip Festival at the brewery. Then a day in Preston the day after. Ooh, so that sounds good, Adam. I think sometimes it's nice to go somewhere else. I mean, I did Derby's Beer Con this year, but it was a trek to get there on bus. A bus into town, bus to Derby, go to the beer festival, and at Lackalona, and then bus back and that. And again, I'm looking at costings. Never been to any beer shop in Cleethorpes. Yeah. You know when you search Cleethorpes and beer shops, it's There's one, and it's a good one from what the internet shows, at least. Someone keeps messaging. Closest seaside to Sheffield. They are busy. And the problem is as well, they're actually so bloody expensive. It's for people who've got a lot more money to just spend for free, and just to go for it. Liverpool Craft Beer Expo that I do every year already got a discount for 2024. Fair play on that. Yeah. I may be looking at doing smaller beer festivals, like pub beer festivals where you get 30 or 40 beers at a pub. Good chance to get in, the beers that you want. I mean, you never know what your money is in the next year. Cleethorpes Tap House and Kitchen, is that what it's called? I do want to go to Great Newsome Brewery. I think they're based in Hull. I do fancy going to that brewery. If I can't get to the brewery, because I don't fancy going over, is it the Humber Bridge? Yeah, I get that, Benjamin, about people keeping up appearances. Yeah. Highly recommended. Dark Beer Festival in Halifax. Is that the... Yeah, I think the Bang the Elephant lads went to that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be falling over and hurting myself. Yeah, I've got a bit of a reputation for falling over. Fucking I do enough at work. Don't mind it when I've had a drink. So, orangey pour. Yeah, I don't have no debt, Benjamin. Don't want it. Don't have it. And good evening, Jimmy. So yeah, we firmly live within our means, and yeah, if we can't afford it, we can't get it. I mean, at the moment, I haven't even got a car at the moment, but in some ways, not paying out for another insurance and using my son's car that wasn't getting used, sitting there and just rotting, it's probably a good thing. Don't really go driving at the weekend anyway, so especially not until February. Cleethorpes Tap House had my favourite sour, Ray Juice by Amundsen. I've not heard of that one. I've had Fuller's Cloudwater and some Finnish Canadian collabs tonight. Fair play. It's Friday night. You've got to be able to abuse it on Friday night if you haven't got work in the morning, at least. So beautiful mango nose on this. I'm not really getting any coconut at the moment. Mango and coconut sour. Nice, quite nice, it says. Oh, quite nice, actually. What's the Fuller's? Oh, it's proper sour, that is. Oh, so pull your pants down sour. Oh, bloody eye-watering sour. I'm supposed to be going for a run tomorrow. Might have to wait until Sunday, that. Yeah. I do enough exercise in my job at work, so I mean, I get people doing running. The wife does lots of running, but yeah, it's not for me. Yeah, I'll keep me fat. I'll keep me a little fat belly. Well, it's not really fat, but it's not super slim either. So tomorrow night, I'm picking my wife up. She's going boozing, so I'm picking her up. So hopefully, I'll have to check what beers. Samuel Steph, yeah. Fuller's London Porter. I do like Fuller's London Porter. The Fuller's beers I really do like is the vintage one. 2 to 3 times on days off. 30,000 steps a day. Yeah, I'll do about the same, to be fair, most days. But yeah, I love Fuller's Golden Pride as well. Really love that. London Pride, not keen on these days. London Pride, I feel like it's been watered down. And London Pride is one of their flagship beer, isn't it? But not the beer it was 10 years or so ago, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, it's proper got some kick on the sour side of things. I've had some sours that, you know, you think, is this supposed to be a sour? And it's just like nice and tarty. But this is a proper kicking sour. Shepherd named Spitfire. How was that tasting? Could you taste sugary glucose in it? Out of interest. Benjamin, yeah, I get that. I get that, toning it down. You know, you can fall into a habit of, and let's be fair, beers aren't cheap. So you can fall into a habit of drinking so many and then going up and drinking many more. And you can get to the stage where it's, you know, too many. Not only on the cost side of things, health side of things. My phone's going mad tonight. I don't know why. Spitfire had one about 8 months ago and really liked it. I think that's just before they started doing the glucose thing, you know. Just opened my first beer, Mystery Advent Calendar beer, thinking it's a lager. Oh, right. So are your cans or bottles wrapped up? And so you just crack open the lid if it's, or pull the top, and then that's interesting. Yeah. Might do that myself. Get the wife to go and buy me some beers, wrap them up so I don't know what the beer is, and see if on a total blind test, you know, if I can guess what it is. Imagine having some of your favourite beers, drinking them, and then you know, someone says, "What's the beer?" and that. And you can't get the beer. I mean, some beers are pretty damn decent. Yeah, I'm not drinking 0%. Just not doing it. Usually drink 3 nights a week, sometimes 4, not every day. Fair play on that, yeah. I only drink on days ending in day. Yeah, there. Yeah, not that 0% shite. I'd rather drink cola than 0%. I'm not sure if that's my neighbour's window there or it's the sun. Not the sun, the moon. No, it's the window. I've just turned off my lights in the morning. Christmas lights. We don't want the Christmas lights in the morning, and none of us are going to be up to see them. So save some electricity. And I've turned them off at 8 o'clock at night now as well, although it's 20 past 8 and they're still on. Should have gone off by now. But yeah. I like it for the kids. It's funny, you know, tonight I was putting some decorations up in the garden and I had some Christmas music going on. Because I listen to Christmas music at work. Just keeps me going. And the neighbours next door, the farmer, I could tell you at this dinner time that he's like, what the fuck is he playing? So I got really closer to the border just so and made sure it was on its loudest, just to really, you know, like a little bit of stirring as you do. It's all good fun. You've got to do it, haven't you? But yeah, kids came across tonight just to look at the lights, so that was nice. I'm drinking at least 4 a night at the moment, but I did have a 2-month break, only drinking non-alcoholic beers. Fair play, you know. So we all do what we do. I mean, if you're feeling like you're drinking too much, then a good thing is to slow down or even, you know, come off it for a bit. But no one can really tell you. I mean, unless you're getting up in the morning and cracking open a beer, then, you know, that's very dangerous. Well, if it's a nice impy stout, then, oof, bless you. Yeah. Good evening, Tommy. Having a Guinness original tonight. I prefer it to Guinness draft. I do as well. Yeah. But I actually prefer the Guinness West Indian one over both them. Yeah. And the foreign extra. The foreign extras, either the Irish or the Nigerian. I've never seen the Ghanaian one. But, yeah, I do prefer those over the standard Guinness. Standard Guinness. Next year, got lots to do, so we'll be cutting it right down. Yeah, I suppose in some ways, and I've said this to the wife, I've said, you know, in the winter period, I've paid for us to go out on Saturdays pretty much all through the year. And now the winter period's coming up, I'm not earning extra money. And I've said we might have to knock off some of these Saturdays. My stepdad's stepkid's dad has a hidden problem, waiting for a liver transplant, only young. Defo drinking in the morning. Yeah. I mean, I've seen it on public parks. I've seen people coming on public parks, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9% cider, and swigging it, and it's like, ugh. And other stuff, I don't even know what they were drinking. Methylated spirits. To be honest, I don't even know what methylated spirits are. Having never come across it myself. But when, that time in the morning, not good. My mum's husband, who she married, fucking dickhead, used to beat her up like one. And if I ever can go back in time, I'm going to give him such a pasting. But he drank 6 litres of vodka and killed himself. Yeah, best night ever. Yeah, horrible person. And yeah, I never really felt like cracking open a beer before 6 p.m. Although it's amazing how easy it is to hit the beers at the airport. Yeah, holidays though. Yeah, holidays. That's understandable. I've been at the airport at 4 in the morning and been drinking blood, had a beer. Help me calm my nerves before I get on the plane. So that's totally understandable. Big guy too, so need a lot to feel it. Yeah. To be honest, there was a time when I'd be at work and I was craving a beer at work. Now I get home, and nowadays I don't crave a beer at work anymore. I get home and it's not the first thing I want to do, go down the shed and pour a beer out. So obviously I still do the beer reviews. There's a good possibility that next year I won't do 2 Advent calendars because it's a bit much. Although the adventure beer one was bought for me, so I can't complain there. I mean, bloody hell. The kind subscriber who bought it. I haven't seen him on the channel for a while either. I think he still watches, but he's a busy person. Have you still got more weddings at work? Yeah. It slows down this time of the year, weddings. But I think there's 2 at both workplaces this weekend even. 5 p.m. is earliest for me. I could never drink in the morning. No. Lunchtime in a pub with a meal, maybe. Yeah, lunchtime on a Saturday. We'll get to the pub for, say, sometimes 12 if we're early, but mostly 2 o'clock. And we're only out for about 3 hours. I mean, you can get a few pints in 3 hours, mind you. Sometimes we'll stay out till about 8 or 9 o'clock, but not in the winter months because 1, it's bloody cold. 2, we get a lift as well. So it's nice to get back home because bus fares these days, by the time a day that can cost you 30 quid for 2 of you can jump up to 100 quid. And can't do that all the time. How's Pepper coping in the Barcelona? Did you take her with you? My wife's bought one of these like dog cameras. So the first day she was sniffing around. My wife was watching her because you could see the motion on the camera. She was sniffing around and then got up on the settee, the edge of the settee, nosing at stuff. My wife says, Pepper, sit down, come on. What did she do? Jumped up on the settee, went to sleep. Fucking. Yeah, she's coming along lovely. She must have had a bit of a funny life. She's not as she's not backing away now from me. Start of the week she was backing away. Now she's holding her own. She's not got the personality's not coming out yet. She must have a personality in there, but it's not coming out. I've seen flickers of mad moments where she's on a bit of a mad moment, but yeah. The one thing I've had to stop her is food. So we've let her sit on the settee because it's nice. She feels like one of the family. But tonight I got Chinese and she's right at the fucking plate. And I had to push her away for about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden she sat down, realised that she's not allowed near the plate. yeah, she's coming along. You know, I'm taking her out in the garden. I mean, I love the garden anyway, so she's in the right atmosphere. At some stage, I need to tell her that the grass, you don't piss on the grass or poo on the grass. You know, it's all about training her. I mean, she does wee in the garden, thank God. Doesn't wee in the house, so that's great. Again, I don't like waking up and feeling crap the next morning because I've had beer. Yeah, I don't like hangovers because it gives me anxiety. So yeah, I like enough beer to be chilled, but not to feel rough. You know, certainly not to wake up rough the next morning and wake up and feel half drunk still. Like it's not good, and yeah, not nice. I've never seen a dog with eyelashes either. It's bonkers. They must have had her done like that because she just looks proper female, you know. She's get on the settee, she comes up to you, next minute she's licking your face, and that's obviously that helps them, doesn't it, you know. Good evening, Andrew. Yes, the rubbish chocolate wine is more like a dessert instead of a standard red. Been a while since I've had that. Sainsbury's have actually brought out a chocolate mulled wine, which won't be overly far away from what Rubis is. £6 as well. I think Rubis is probably about £9. I assume. I haven't bought it for a year or two, maybe. But yeah, £6 in Sainsbury's for a chocolate mulled wine. Tastes the difference, but you know, it's probably made by the same people, if I'm being honest. It won't be overly far away. I've got to be honest, Darren, I'm not keen on people begging around supermarkets. It makes you feel bad, you know, guilty. And like anybody, you don't mind helping people. But I do not want to be helping those who just go into supermarkets because they can't be bothered to work. Genuine people, yeah. You want to help them all day long, but not people who, you know, we used to see it in West Bridgford, in Nottingham, posh area. People going around begging, and then you'd see them later getting into a car. So they're obviously on the dole. They're obviously running the car, and you can be on the dole and running the car is very interesting. But yeah, so just to show you, people, you know, going on people's, pulling people's strings. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, I think she was from a show. The woman who we got her off breeds show dogs and that. But obviously she didn't want any of that game, bless her. Is Baileys still the king of its genre? Yeah, I mean, Baileys and Taste the Difference from Sainsbury's, their version, are the two top ones for me. My wife likes the chocolate one from Lidl, so it's like a chocolate Baileys, but yeah, Lidl's version. But we haven't seen it this year, so. But I do think the Ballycastle ones, even though they're only 12%, whereas Baileys is 17%. Get picked up in cars, do they? See what I mean? So they're not really, you know, sleeping on the streets. Proper people. I mean, the other day I went into Nottingham City Centre. Some bloke sitting outside Tesco's. He had clear mental health issues. You could see it in his face, like autism or something. And then this woman brought him a pizza. She knocked on him, handed him a pizza, and his face lit up. And you know, I feel absolutely so sorry for them people, genuine people. You know, I've slept on the streets, not for long, a few days, but it's not nice. It's not easy. A lot is organised crime. Yeah. I mean, these days, shoplifters, bloody hell, there's a real business in that now, isn't there? I used to know somebody on where my mum lived, and they were shoplifting to order. You know, I don't know how they dare do it. Obviously more brazen than what I am, that's for certain. So 29 minutes in, right, let's still smelling the mango, not really getting the coconut. No, not getting the coconut. And it's the violence. It's the violence. Yeah, with Crufts. Yeah, that'll be funny, won't it? Yeah. She's getting along. She's going to be a lovely dog. Totally agree, Benjamin. It's the same. It's the same with the borders. That Rwanda thing's a load of bollocks. Stop that bollocks now. You stop it on the French border. You take out all these gangs that are giving them the bloody ships to come across. But the French ought to be doing something. The French aren't bothered because they don't want them in their country. In this country, we need to stop the handouts for the dole and say, no one could. If you come to this country, you better have a job and you better be working or a student, not to come here just to take the mick. Obviously, there are people who are genuinely persecuted. But after 90% of these that are coming across, it's blokes. And how do we know if they're all not all terrorists? And yeah, exactly about the courts and judges. Fucking weak judges that let them get away with it. It's just a laugh. Then for me, they ought to, these people who murder people and murdered people, and there's no chance that they haven't murdered them, should be killed, should be hung. Bring back bloody hanging. Oh, Brennan Johnson's gone off with concussion. Oh, good. Don't want him scoring against Forest. We have regular shoplifters who threaten staff they will come back and hurt them after work if they keep reporting to the police. It'd be ridiculous. And that's where good hiding, off camera, good hiding. Back in the Arboretum days, we used to sort people out. My mate battered one bloke, although he was locking the toilets, and this bloke came out, checked his bollocks. My mate is got a temper, and he just twatted him a few times. Phoned me up and says that I'm in trouble. Says, "Wow, what are you doing?" Says, "Fucking battered this bloke." Told me what he'd done, and it was funny. But yeah, I'm glad it wasn't me either, because I think I'd have done the same back in the day. France would go up in arms if it was the other way around. If anything, the cost of living crisis in this country, you think people won't want to come here, because now other parts of the world are better, much better off than we are. Our systems need to change over here. We're too fucking weak. Watching Forest against Spurs, not happy. Going to have cushion with Gibbs White. Let's hope Forest win. Be nice to win Tottenham. Never was happy with Tottenham since fucking that little Mardy arse who used to play for England. What was his name? Cheated in the FA Cup final of 1992. I can't remember his name now. But yeah. Oh, fucking hell. No, it's gone. He might have been a bit rough in self-defence. Oh, bless you. Yeah. It's got to happen, hasn't it? Yeah. When I first started going out with my wife, well, no, I wasn't even going out with her then. I was talking to her. She worked in the Arboretum in the kiosk. And this bloke's there and he's fucking lippy. Oh, what do you use that spade for? Hitting people. And I fucking meant it. And his face. Yeah. And I'm not even a nasty person. Never have been. We used to get some sorts on there. Jesus Christ. I've seen everything. I don't see anything now. In some ways, it's the most boring job you could get in the world, because the jobs itself is great, but it can be. I have to keep put music on to keep my brain fucking active, or do internet stuff at work, just to help me now and again. But the Arboretum, it was confrontation every single day. I mean, I suppose your job's the same, Benjamin. In that profession, just absolute confrontation. No, you don't get none of that. No. No, didn't even see people. Yeah. In fact, the woods at Kelham, I've seen one person walk through the woods in all the time I've been there. And then one time I was in the woods and I had a piss. And there's nobody at work. This is in COVID times. Oh, I've just had a piss. Next minute, I look behind. There's two women stood there. They couldn't see me, thank God. What me having a piss, but all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck did you come from? And but yeah, you just don't see. You don't get people only come when there's got an appointment. So you don't get like even the locals walking around at neither workplace, which is surprising really, because you think people are coming around just for a nose, see what I'm doing, but no, none of that. Yeah, be the bigger person. So obviously, good evening, Righty. Obviously, it's settled. It's a bit more colourful now than it was. It's a lovely, vibrant orange now. Just because to show you with craft beer, that sometimes it's a good thing to lift the can up and then turn it back round, just so because wherever it settles. And I found this to be an issue with craft beer, especially in the last year, where they settle in the cans. And it's not all old beers, it's newer ones as well. So very interesting. But okay, still very much all about the mango on this. I thought I got a whiff of coconut then, to be fair. That's sniffing farts, isn't it? First drink on Christmas Day, probably about 12 o'clock-ish, 1 o'clock-ish, and possibly a Baileys. Yeah, we're not buying much this year for Christmas, beer-wise, or spirits-wise. I've got 2 bottles of wine in the car that were given to me. So 7 o'clock pint of spirits. No. 3 years ago, that might have been the thing. Yeah, not now. No. Thank God that I'm not in that situation anymore. I am going to do a couple of reviews on Christmas Day, live or not. I'm not sure. It's a bit much to do a live on Christmas Day, to be fair. But I do want to try the because I'm getting them for Christmas. The Siren Craft cake beers, the 4 of them. I'm getting all 4 for Christmas. So and the glass. So they're the beers that I do really want to try. Other than that, not sure. The only problem is with me, I'll have probably drank all the good beers before Christmas Day. So yeah, I struggle to save decent beers. You know, it is what it is. So, and I'll possibly be on the Baileys later. Some sort of Baileys. I have a Baileys or Ballycastle, one of the two, and maybe a glass of wine, and that'll be it. Yeah, for the first year in I don't know how many years, no spirits are in the house. Not one, not a single spirit in the house. I don't really class Baileys as a spirit, to be fair. Technically it is, but yeah. 3 pints of Track Sonoma. Oh, Track Sonoma's nice. It is a nice beer. Track do make some lovely beers. Now I have come accustomed to these sort of breweries and their beers. It certainly put to shame some of the bloody breweries that go from mod to craft. El Gila Unfiltered from Heineken Spain was my mystery beer. What Heineken get away in this country is ridiculous. This is quite nice. Yeah. Polana Hells. Well, it's on the spirit aisle in pubs, but yeah, I don't class it as a spirit. It's a cream liqueur. But technically, Baileys has got triple distilled whiskey in it, so with Irish cream. So yeah, technically, it has got whiskey in it. So yeah, whereas Ballycastle's not. So better wrap this up before I get a bollocking. Full Circle Brew Company, mango and coconut sour. Never got the coconut, not properly. Can't taste it. definitely can taste the mango all day long. After 4% mixer cans, yeah, yeah, they're expensive. They are to buy, especially when you buy a load. It's an easy drinking mango sour, quite a powerful sour, but a nice enough beer. Out of 5. Would I drink it again? No, probably wouldn't really, because it's one of those one-off beers that you do once. Will it be all right at Christmas in Nottingham? Well, workmate, his wife works for Mighty, one of the big companies that do gardening and all sorts in the UK, snow gritting for one, and their long-range forecast is saying snow on Christmas Day. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Yeah, these countries would not like it if it was the other way around. They can spat all they bloody like about us wanting to stop it, but they let them get through their borders. I mean, France were that bothered, and all these other countries, they won't let them go through their borders in the first place, to stop them on their border and say, no, fuck off. And it's too much of it now. This country's Suella Braverman is right. Yeah. And I can see her being the next Tory leader. She's like a Margaret Thatcher. And the other one, Priti Patel, she's another one. She's cut from that same cloth. I think when you get rid of, when Sunak goes at the next election, you'll get one of them in. Be interesting. Good 4.4 out of 5 for these, and I better go. No comments. He's saying your comments right with thumbs up. Gotta go. Back tomorrow. See you soon. Cheers up. Thanks for joining in. Well, you can probably carry on talking anyway, because even when I go, it still carries on. Used to do all the time, and it used to go off on me.